Hi and welcome to Best in Tesla. So, Tesla has just released a new model, the long-awaited Model Y L. And it seems to become a whole new benchmark for the rest of the industry to follow once again, as this might end up becoming Tesla's best-selling model, because it is packed with a lot of cool stuff, but at a very surprisingly affordable price. So let's check out everything there is to know about this car and let's dive right in. So Tesla's new Model Y L is 5 centimeters higher and 18 centimeters longer and weighs about 200 kilos more than the normal Model Y. And the wheels on the back is actually slightly bigger than the front wheel to give it a better grip and better performance. And the spoiler on the back is a little bigger than normal and has a more aggressive look, which I kinda like. The screen inside is also a little bit bigger, 16 inches compared to the 15.4 inches of the old one, because the bezels has become a bit smaller. And the wireless charging in the front is now air-cooled, so that's pretty cool. And the right one get an extra boost up to 50 watt charging speed instead of the 30 watts like the left one and the old version. It also have leg support in the front seat and adjustable headrest. And of course the second row is now a completely new setup with what is called captain seats. So you can now adjust your seat back and forward just like in the front and lower the back by 125 degrees. And it also has an electric lifted armrest, so you can decide if you want an armrest or not, so that's pretty cool. And it has ventilated seats and heating, of course, in the second row as well. And you find cup holders now under the middle screen and the ventilation in the second row, and 2 USB-C port in both the second and the third row. And it has 4 additional vents in the second and third row on the side pillars. So these new second row captain seat are basically as good as the front seat, just without the leg support. So that's very nice. So going to be much more comfortable for long road trips for the children or the extra passengers in the back. And they added more speakers to the car as well, 18 in total, but one of them is a central speaker under the middle console that is actually the central subwoofer. And it also has speakers in the roof pillar in the back as well. And even though this car is shorter than many of its rivals in China that makes 3-row cars, Tesla has done a very good job making this a third row useful this time, because the old Model Y with a 7-seater, it was really only for very small children or people with no legs. But in this one, it seems like they have made an actual very comfortable third row. As this Chinese reviewer said, everyone under 100 centimeters or below should sit very comfortably. He would not call it roomy, but definitely comfortable, as the second row can of course move a little bit forward and you have that extra headroom in the car. But even though Tesla put a third row in here, there are still decent trunk space even with the third row up for a couple of bags, and they even managed to keep the sub-trunk to help out with the cargo space when the third row is up. Seems like there is enough room for a normal duffel bag. And the cover to the sub-trunk has these cool magnets to it, so it secures on the back of the third row when they are up. And you can turn the cover around when you're not using the third row, making the floor completely flat with a little ramp towards the end. Very nice small features, but if you are not using the third row seat, the trunk space is just enormous. And don't forget, the car also has a pretty big frunk as well. And all the 4 back seats can of course be electronically controlled to fall flat from the 4 buttons in the back, but you can actually also use the user interface on the touchscreen to control the 4 other seats. Pretty sick. And it has a 751 kilometers CLTC range and can of course charge with a 250 kilowatt, and it does that with an 82 kilowatt hour LG nickel manganese battery. And it does a 0 to 60 in just 4.5 seconds with its dual motor and all-wheel drive. So even though this is a bigger car, it's still faster than any of Volkswagen ID models. And it has got a new upgraded suspension equipped with continuous variable damping that allows for a smoother and precise vehicle control in corners and various terrains. And it of course has all the features of a normal Model Y as we know it from acoustic glass all around and HEPA filters and so on. But it only cost from 339,000 yuan, or the equivalent to about 46,700 US dollars. Now that is an insanely good price for this product in my opinion. I think this could end up being Tesla's best-selling model. You just get so much more for only about $3,500 than the shorter versions, as it has the same range as the long-range Model Y and almost the same acceleration, just 0.2 seconds slower. And for me with just 2 kids, I think this is just perfect, as my kids would get much better seats for driving many hours on road trips that we do pretty much every year. And when we do our camping trips with the tent on the back, as I've shown you before and we did this year, this car will just be even better, as the inside for the kids to sleep in is just such a much bigger space. This car in general will be just such an absolutely king of camping with Tesla's camp mode and all that extra space. But it doesn't seem to come with a tow hitch, which is very unfortunate. I really hope that will be an option here in Europe, as that will be an absolute deal breaker for me anyway, as I use my tow hitch all the time for towing the trailer to go to the garbage station, or the baggage box when we're going camping on road trips, or picking up my kids to school with their bikes. So if it doesn't come with a tow hitch later on, I unfortunately will not be able to use this car. But I really want this car, and I think it's just a perfect car for a family like mine with 2 kids, but have some extra space if we need to pick some more kids up from school. And all in all, just seems like such a nice car. So I would be sad if I can't really use this car because it doesn't come with a tow hitch. But I think this is a big thing in Europe anyway, and maybe not so much in China, so hopefully it will come with a tow hitch here in Europe, but we'll have to wait and see. But it of course comes with Tesla's industry-leading safety features and software, including full self-driving of course. So will this just eat into Tesla's existing Model Y sales or add an extra layer on top? Well, we will probably not really know before next year, when we can see the full year of model sales without any retooling of the original models like we did this year. But I think the new version will appeal to a larger market, especially in China. I think this would also do very well in the US, as you mostly drive these huge SUV over there anyway, and in Europe it could be a killer as well. I just personally think you need to add a tow hitch here in Europe, maybe not so much in the US, as you don't really use trailers as much as we do. But in Europe, I really think it is a must-have feature. So it might increase the market a bit, and on Tesla's website, it does get a whole section for itself. But when you go to the order page, it is just the normal Model Y site with this new version of the Model Y. So it will probably add a bit more addressable market as the performance version of the Model Y do, as some people just really want that performance. But I think it will also eat a bit into the sales of the original one, as I for one would really like this new version, and I would have bought the old version if this one didn't come out. But my only concern is just the lack of a tow hitch, and of course the need to make a new fridge for my smaller sub-trunk, as my old one will no longer fit. And the sub-trunk is of course smaller on this one. And that is basically my only concern about this vehicle. Other than that, this looks like a solid hit from Tesla. I think this could take the world by storm, as you just get so much car for your money. You get long range but still performance, and so much cargo space but still room for 6 adults, all with some of the best software the world has to offer, and that software includes Grok integration from the get-go. And of course Tesla's leading safety. And for that price, it would probably come to the US just about 50,000, maybe 52,000 or something like that. And that is basically what the average car cost in the US. But this doesn't seem like your average car. So I just think this is an amazing price level, because there is no doubt that Tesla will be earning money on this car at these prices. But remember, someone like Ford is still losing like $40,000 on each Mach-E they sell. So that car should actually cost between $80,000 to $100,000 if Ford should actually have a sustainable business. So this is really putting the pressure on the other guys, as this is going to be the new benchmark of what to beat. And not even the Chinese are making any real money selling EVs. Most of them is losing money, so this will put some pressure on everyone else to try to come out with something that can match this and still earn money. Meanwhile, Tesla just put yet another hit on the street, if you ask me, in a sustainable manner, and they will start deliveries by September. So it will add some nice unit numbers to Tesla sales already in Q4 in China for sure. Now we just have to wait and see when the rest of us will be allowed to order one as well. But if the refreshed Model 3 is anything to go by, it will come to the rest of the world throughout the next 4 to 6 months. The Model 3 started deliveries in September in China and in Europe, and it came to the US in January. So it's probably what we should expect if you live in the US. But let's see when the Model Y L will start deliveries in Europe and the US. I, for one, can't wait to check it out in person and hopefully get to test it out soon. But let me know what you think about the new Model Y L in the comments below. Do you like it, or are there something you don't like? Let me know what you think down below. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.